once upon a time a legendary king raised an intelligent and gifted child named Mark. As he grew up, the king arranged a marriage for Mark and held him in high regard within the court. Despite his royal favor, Mark arrogantly believed that his own talents alone could build his success, rejecting any reliance on others. When word of this attitude reached the king, he considered Mark ungrateful and proud, and thus Mark, along with his wife and child, was banished to a distant island in the sea. Mark's wife, Rachel, worried about the desolate island's fate, but Mark calmly stated, "Heaven has brought me into existence. Life and death are in the hands of heaven and within myself. What is there to worry about?" The couple and their child lived a secluded life on a sandy shore of a deserted island. They worked diligently, cultivating the land to make a living. One day, in the midst of summer, a strange bird from the east arrived and landed on a sand dune. The bird dropped some seeds onto the ground. Before long, the seeds sprouted, and the plant's leaves spread wide. The plant blossomed and bore large fruit, green rinds, and red flesh in abundance. Mark told his wife, "The fact that this plant grows naturally without cultivation means it's a gift from heaven that sustains us." Mark tasted the fruit, finding its green rind, red flesh, black seeds, fragrant and delicious taste, cooling and sweet. Mark planted the seeds everywhere, and they grew plentifully. One day, a ship battered by a storm washed ashore on the island. The crew discovered the delicious and unusual fruits. They eagerly exchanged food with Mark's family. Word spread, and people arrived to trade supplies and food with Mark's family. From that point on, the rumor spread that there was a remarkably delicious fruit on the island. Merchant ships flocked to the island, exchanging goods and provisions for Mark's fruit. This newfound trade brought prosperity and abundance to Mark's small family. Not long after, the king dispatched emissaries to the island to assess Mark's fate. The envoys returned with stories of Mark and his family's prosperous and leisurely life. The king admired his adopted son's wisdom and reinstated Mark to his former position in the court. Mark brought back the lucky seeds he had acquired and presented them to the king. These seeds were distributed, and people planted crops in sandy areas, further enriching the nation with this renowned fruit. The fruit Mark had brought back was thereafter called watermelon,